Dr. Velshera had performed over 10,000 surgeries in her career. She'd operated on 17 different species, handled everything from routine procedures to battlefield trauma. She'd seen patients cry, thrash, beg for relief. She'd never seen anything like the human. Lieutenant Marcus Webb had taken shrapnel during a skirmish. 3 pieces lodged deep in his abdomen. The medical transport was 2 hours out, and his internal bleeding was critical. Without immediate intervention, he'd die long before reaching a proper facility. "I need to operate now," Velshera told him, mandibles clicking with stress. "But our anesthetic supplies are depleted. I have mild painkillers, local numbing agents, but nothing sufficient for this level of surgery." Webb, already pale from blood loss, nodded. "Do it. You don't understand. You'll feel everything. I'll be working inside your abdominal cavity. The pain will be, I understand, document." His voice was steady despite the tremor in his hands. "I'd rather be alive and hurting than dead and comfortable." Velshera had heard bravado before. It usually lasted until the first incision. She injected what numbing agent she had, enough to dull surface pain but worthless for deep tissue work, and began. Webb's jaw clenched when the scalpel cut through skin. His hands gripped the edges of the medical table until his knuckles went white. Sweat poured down his face, but he didn't scream, didn't even cry out. "Lieutenant, your biometrics show extreme distress," Velshera said, monitoring his racing heart rate. "You're experiencing severe pain. Why aren't you?" Concentrating, Webb managed through gritted teeth. "Breathing. It's fine." It wasn't fine. Velshera could see his pupils dilated with agony, could see every muscle in his body rigid with tension. She'd seen Krenth warriors literally bred for combat. She worked as quickly as possible, extracting the shrapnel fragments embedded near vital organs. Each piece required careful manipulation, each movement sending fresh waves of trauma through damaged tissue. Webb's breathing became ragged, harsh gasps that spoke of suffering beyond words. But still, he didn't scream. 23 minutes. That's how long the surgery took. 23 minutes of what should have been unbearable agony. When Velshera finally sealed the incision, Webb's entire body was trembling, tears streaming silently down his face. "It's done," she said softly. "You can scream now if you need to." Webb shook his head weakly, his voice barely a whisper. "Didn't want to scare you." Velshera's medical appendages froze. "Scare me? You were already stressed. Worried about me dying." He managed a weak smile. "Figured if I started screaming, you might panic. Needed you focused." He coughed, wincing. Did it work? Am I going to make it?" "Yes," Velshera said, her voice strange even to herself. "You're stable. You'll survive." "Good." Webb closed his eyes. "Then totally worth it." He passed out immediately. Not from the pain, Velshera realized, but because he'd finally allowed himself to let go. She stood there, processing what had just happened. The human had endured torture-level pain without anesthesia. Not because he had to, not because he was forced, but because he was worried about her emotional state. He prioritized his surgeon's focus over his own suffering. Later, when Webb was recovering in the medical bay, the ship's captain asked Velshera about the surgery. "How was he?" the captain asked. "I heard it was rough without proper anesthesia." Velshera's mandibles clicked slowly as she chose her words. "Captain, in my culture, we have a saying, pain reveals character. Of heroes, decorated soldiers." She paused. That human didn't scream during emergency abdominal surgery because he was worried about making me uncomfortable. The captain nodded knowingly. "Sounds about right for Webb." "It's not right. It's insane. It's..." Velshera struggled. "Captain, I've been a surgeon for 40 years. I've never been frightened of a patient before." "Frightened?" "Webb's harmless. Friendliest guy in the unit." "That's what frightens me," Velshera said quietly. "A species that can endure that level of pain while worrying about someone else's feelings isn't just tough. There's something else entirely."